April 2024 to April 2025, my life didn't just evolve, it completely transformed. This was the year that I took control of my life, leveled up in every way imaginable, and became the person I finally wanted to be. On April 30th, 2025, I turned 23 and realized that being 22 was one of the best years of my life. Hey YouTube and my future self, my name is Will, and today I'm going to be talking about my 1 year reflection from being 22 to 23. In this video, I'm going to detail everything I learned in the past year that has made being 22 one of the best years of my life. Let's get into it. In May 2024, I moved out of my parents' house permanently, a move that marked the end of one chapter and the beginning of a new one. For nearly 9 months, I was driving 60 miles one way to and from work just to save money, while at the expense of losing around 2 to 3 hours of my life daily. As someone super interested in financial independence, living with my parents for that long did help me build my financial cushion. However, this came at the expense of my peace, my mental health, my physical health, and my energy. Eventually, I realized that no amount of saving money was going to make up for the amount of lost time that I had sitting in traffic. And for that reason, I decided to move out on my own and move into the city. I got rid of my car, moved into the city, and traded traffic for time. Time to explore, live, breathe, and live my best life. That one decision changed everything, and I will never go back. Living without a car is one of the best financial moves I have ever made, and it has been amazing for my physical health as I am able to walk everywhere with no monthly car payments, no interest payments, or anything of the sorts, with a car weighing me down financially. I've been able to explore brand new places, use public transit everywhere, and I am absolutely loving living in a city and walking everywhere. June 2024 became the start of something deeply personal to me, and that is my health reset. Throughout my life, I have always struggled with weight. I once hit a peak of 380 pounds, then went on a life-changing journey going from 380 down to 280. In the months leading up to turning 22, however, the commute, work, and other factors made me regain more weight up to 310. After finally gaining all that weight from the brutal commute, inconsistent routine, I recommitted in June 2024 to transforming my mind and body. I started training again in June 2024, going to the gym between 3 and 6 times a week consistently for an entire year, and began completely changing my diet from the inside out. Over the past year, I went from 310 pounds all the way down to 208 pounds, all by just sticking to a consistent routine, staying the course, and putting my mind and the work into everything I was doing. With every rep, I wasn't only just losing weight, I was rebuilding respect that I had lost for myself over the years and years of my life. At 208, this is now the lowest I've ever weighed in my life. The same month, I flew to New Orleans to compete in the Pokemon International Championships in New Orleans, Louisiana, and there I finished 98th out of over 3,000 competitors. But going to New Orleans was more than just a tournament. Not only did it prove that I could still compete in Pokemon at the highest levels after 4 years of being retired, it was also a week of joy, rekindling friendships both new and old, nostalgia, and amazing memories. In New Orleans, I realized that there's a lot of beauty within the United States that you can't find internationally, and so for that reason, I started to rekindle my love of traveling within the US and going for more experiences like that. In July of 2024, I became closer with 2 of my best friends, Alex and Summer, and those friendships became the cornerstone for me over the next year. Summer became the social butterfly that I've talked about in other videos on my channel. She put me into new experiences, put me with new people, and got me out of my comfort zone consistently. Alex, on the other hand, became someone who I could talk to about anything and anything, adding to the cabinet of friends that I have been trying to build over the years. Their presence with me through that past year made living in the city fun, meaningful, and exciting, and they didn't make city living just a place to live, they made it a place to thrive. Without them, I probably would not have loved the Washington, D.C. area as much as I do now. In August 2024, I made a bold career decision. I joined the most impactful, high-stress division of the company that I work for, all because of a mentor that I met 3 years ago. Making that career move was an absolutely massive leap, and it came with lots of overwhelming expectations and intense pressure. However, the growth and mentorship that I have found since joining this team has been worth every ounce of stress that I've incurred. It's really helped me grow, and it's completely changed the velocity of my career. This role taught me to embrace discomfort and take risks on myself when the stakes are the highest. Looking back, it is clear that taking this risk to join a high-performance team was absolutely worth it and is going to change the velocity of my career. September 2024 was all about intentionality. It made me evaluate what I was doing with my time and who I was spending my time with. It was a difficult decision, but I decided to only add energy to relationships that were going to add value, meaning, or support to my life and the future. It was a hard decision to make, and it is not easy to lose friendships, but it gave me my time back and made space for things and people that really matter in my life. It also also forced me to define what friendships really mean to me, and that was something I had never really done before. In October 2024, I was promoted to Senior Financial Analyst, making me one of, if not the youngest Senior Financial Analyst in the company that I work for. This was a huge moment of pride and a job well done, and it started to show that all of the late nights and early mornings were starting to pay off. That same month, after a tough week at work, I booked a spontaneous trip to Boston to go spend the weekend in the Northeast with one of my best friends. No planning, just action, going out there and exploring. This trip reminded me that travel doesn't actually have to be extravagant. It can be simple, affordable, and really meaningful if you're spending it with someone really important to you. In November 2024, I went down to Florida to meet an entire side of my family that I had never met before. It was the week before Thanksgiving, and I spent time with aunts, uncles, cousins, and more family members that I had always known existed, but I'd never had the chance to meet in person. That trip actually reframed the way that I view family, not just as people tied to you by blood, but relationships that are worth fostering, putting time into, and really enjoying. For the first time in a long time, I started to prioritize staying in contact with family. In the past, my family relationships were typically transactional outside of my immediate family unit. I would typically only see extended family on either Thanksgiving or Christmas. But in 2025, I took my experience in October 2024 and turned it into a goal to stay connected with my extended family at least once a quarter. Taking that goal and completing it throughout the year has been absolutely invaluable to me. It's helped me to ground myself and stay connected to the people who matter most in life. December 2024 was absolutely unforgettable. I traveled to the Netherlands and to Egypt, both trips that will forever mean something very significant to me in my life. In the Netherlands, I was visiting a friend I had made 3 years ago at work, and I had made a commitment to her to go watch her PhD defense when she graduated her PhD. Fast forward, and in December 2024, I was there in the Netherlands, staying with her and her boyfriend in her apartment, watching her defend her PhD. It was this trip that made me really realize how powerful global friendships can be. So for that reason, go out there, meet people, and stay in contact with them throughout your life. But Egypt was a completely different experience, something truly life-changing, something that I had always been connected to because of my father's history with traveling, and it was a country that I well misunderstood. Going to Egypt made me break down both personal and media-driven stereotypes about the Middle East. I was exposed to amazing people, amazing culture, food, and stood in awe of the history that stood in my path, staring at the pyramids and every other amazing site in Egypt. That trip made me absolutely fall in love with the Middle East. It gave me stories that I will tell forever, new friends that I will forever stay in contact with, and got me one continent closer to going to all 7 continents. Now I'm just missing Antarctica. Going to the Netherlands and Egypt was not just a vacation, it was a reset on how I view the world. In January 2025, I convinced some of my friends to go on a trip with me to Chicago, and it was one of the best group experiences I have ever had and turned into a friendship that is bonded by travel. Some of my closest friends, Eric and Horace, and my younger brother, Rick, are now down to travel anywhere and everywhere. Something about knowing that your closest friends are willing to travel the world with you at the drop of a dime is something truly amazing, and I cannot be more grateful. At the same time in January, work that I had performed for my daily job was presented to the CEO. January was easily one of the hardest work months I have ever experienced, but the learning experiences from doing that work are absolutely invaluable and are things that I still hold with me to today. That was one of the most demanding work months I have ever experienced, but the valuable feedback and the experience made it all worth it. And 3 years ago when I started in that warehouse, there was no way in heck that I thought I was going to be presenting to the company's CEO anytime soon. In January 2025, I also started running, which is something that you have heard about on my channel before. So if you haven't subscribed, you're going to want to do that now. Being able to run is something that I never thought that I would be able to do. And so ever since then, I've been able to run a mile every day that I go to the gym in under 9 minutes. This is something I never thought I'd be able to accomplish, and is truly a reminder that anything that I put my mind to can be accomplished with enough hard work and dedication. February 2025 was the month that I took a big leap that I'd always wanted to do, and that was launching this personal finance YouTube channel. Putting my name out there, attaching it to something I'm extremely passionate about, and really putting risk into this decision to put myself out there back in front of a camera. By starting this channel, I finally stopped overthinking and I put my name onto something real, and that is committing to a mission of helping young people develop their financial independence and career journey. In March 2025, I started to genuinely care about how I looked and what I wear. After losing over 100 pounds in the course of the year, I started to finally like the person that I saw in the mirror, something that I had struggled with for a long time. And the confidence that I recognized in March 2025 wasn't just about image, it was about identity. I finally started to feel like I was someone that could walk through the world with pride, not insecurity. And in April 2025, I turned 23. And just on turning 2023, I realized how good the years of being 22 really were. Not because it was easy, but because I earned every moment and became someone who I was really happy with. I dumbed down my smartphone, cut out distractions, and brought my average screen time down to just 20 minutes a day. That change gave me back my time, focus, and energy. Now with 6 continents down and all of the challenges overcome, I truly believe that the next year is going to be super exciting. And a new chapter is just beginning for me and this YouTube channel. So if you're watching this and you feel like you're in a place where you are stuck, let this be your reminder. A year is more than enough time to rewrite your life if you are willing to take action and get uncomfortable. But it does not happen by accident. This takes relentless effort, and even on the days where motivation is low, you have to persevere. In order to accomplish hard things in life, you have to decide what matters to you most, prioritize it, and relentlessly pursue it without stopping. And I didn't achieve everything over the past year just because I wanted it. I achieved it because I worked extremely hard at it even when nobody was watching. And I stayed true to what is most important to me: growth, freedom, and becoming someone that I am extremely proud of. But I didn't do it all alone. I had friends who exposed me to new experiences, mentors who believed in me, and friends who supported me along the way. So if there's one takeaway from that sentence, it's to surround yourself with people that make you better, push you, and are willing to tell you things that you don't want to hear. Those things are going to help you grow and ultimately contribute to the person that you want to be. And most importantly, do the same for others, as what you do unto others, others do unto you. You don't need to wait for a perfect time to change your life either. You just need one moment and one decision to say, this is where everything changes. For me, that was when I decided to go back to the gym and say, what if I just kept going? Every time I would lose more weight and step on the scale, I thought to myself, what if I just kept going? And here I am today. And if you stick to that thought process of just relentless pursuit of your dreams, you'll be surprised where it can get you, even in just 12 months. You have much more power than you realize, and your new chapter starts now. So if this video gave you something to think about and you enjoyed hearing about my year 2020 in review, be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, as I share everything I've learned about career, personal finance, mindset, and growth, and I share it all for free with you on this YouTube channel. And if you need an accountability partner or just want someone to talk to, feel free to reach out to me at will@jenkinswill.com. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. See you guys.